If you run a real business in Newnan or anywhere around South Metro Atlanta, this is for you. You've driven home from another networking event lately. You wondered when you were actually going to get back to running your business. You went because you know visibility matters. So you showed up. You shook hands. You sat through the speaker. And on the drive home, that quiet voice said it again. How long can I keep this up? And that feeling has a name. It's not burnout. And we'll get to what it actually is in about 90 seconds. But before we do, I want to tell you a story. A physician that I worked with last year used to meet her patients for the first time inside the exam room. Cold open, the stranger across the desk. She spent the first part of every appointment proving that she was someone worth trusting before she could start doing her actual job. And that changed. Now her patients walk in already knowing who she is. They've seen her on video before they even booked. And the trust is built before that door opens. She gets to finally be a doctor again. And that's what we're talking about today. So in the next 8 to 10 minutes, I want to show you exactly why being everywhere in person is the most expensive form of visibility that there is. And what to put in place so your business stays visible without you carrying the weight of it. Every week this goes unfixed, you keep paying the same price. Not in dollars, but in hours. In time you'll never get back inside your own business. And here's what most owners don't realize. Being seen in person and being visible in your market are two completely different things. And the moment you understand this, everything about how you spend your week will change. Let me tell you what visibility actually means, because no one ever defines it clearly. And that's part of the problem. So when I say visible, I mean someone can look you up right now and see who you are. Who you are, what you do, and why you're safe to call. All without you explaining it in person. That's the whole definition. Now, look at what most established owners think visibility is. It's the chamber breakfast, the PowerCore meeting, the 4-hour mixer last Thursday, the ribbon cutting that you signed up for, the speaking slot that you said yes to because you didn't want to be rude, or the coffee with the referral partner, the lunch, the after hours. Add up your last 12 weeks. That's an unpaid part-time job. Now, look, there's nothing wrong with any of those rooms. The chamber, PowerCore, the mixers. I'm in some myself because networking is part of how good businesses get built. The problem isn't the rooms. The problem is when they become the only way you stay visible. And anything in moderation works, right? Between this, your diet, anything. Anything that consumes your week stops working. And here's the part that nobody tells you. None of those rooms actually make you visible in your market. They make you visible to the people in that room, which is a tiny slice of the people who might hire you this year. The rest of your market is somewhere else right now, on their phone, asking Google questions, hearing your name from a referral, and then looking you up. That's where your visibility lives or dies. Not in the room with you, in the moments after. So here's the line worth writing down. You shouldn't have to be in every room to be visible in your market. One owner in Newnan finally called it. She runs a small professional service business right here in Newnan, long enough to be respected, long enough that her phone rings from referrals, long enough to know what good work actually looks like. And she sat down with me recently and told me that, and these are her own words, look, I'm exhausted. I can't be everywhere anymore. The reason it stuck with me is that she wasn't complaining. She wasn't burned out on her business. She loves her business. She's very passionate about it. She's just tired of being the only one carrying it. She'd been everywhere this year. The mixers, the speaking slots, local events, showing up for every group that would have her. Her whole career, she'd been told visibility comes from being in the rooms. So she went in the rooms, all of them. And somewhere along the way, she ran out of body. Hold on to that phrase, running out of body. You see, that's what's happening to a lot of established owners right now. They haven't run out of drive. They haven't run out of love for the work. They've run out of the physical hours that they have to be the one carrying every introduction, every impression, every "let me tell you what we do" conversation. And here's the moment that matters in her story. She didn't decide to do more. She didn't decide to push harder. She sat there and said something that most owners never let themselves say out loud. She said, "I need something that can show up for me." And that's the switch from "I just need to show up more" to "I need something that can show up for me." And that switch is what this video is really about. And the second that you make it, the whole math of your week changes. So the question became, for her and for you, is what actually carries your visibility when you aren't in the room? And here's the simple truth. Owner is one delivery mechanism for visibility. Content is another. The owner is finite. There are only so many breakfasts in a week, only so many speaking slots in a quarter, only so many years that you can keep that pace before something gives. Content is not finite. A good video lives on Google for years. It shows up the same way at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday as it does at 9 a.m. on a Monday. It introduces you to a referral while you're at your daughter's soccer game. It does the "let me tell you who we are" conversation without you ever having to be the one having it. Let me give you a real example. My friend Tim Stout is a real estate investor right here in Newnan, and he told me something that I think about a lot. He said that he considers himself a social media expert, and he is. He knows how important it is. He knows exactly what should be happening. He just got too busy running his business to be the one doing it. So he made the call to bring in someone to do it for him. And that's the move the smart owners eventually make. Not because they can't, because their time is worth more somewhere else. So what does visibility without you actually look like in real life? There are three pieces, and they work together. One, a flagship "who we are" video that shows up the moment someone Googles you. So the first thing they see is the real version of you, not a cold website, not a stale logo, the actual person they'd be hiring. Two, a homepage's first screen that matches who you are in real life. Most established owner-led businesses have a homepage that looks like the one they built in year 2. You're in year 10 now, and the screen needs to catch up. 3, a handful of shorter videos that answer the questions your prospects are already asking, the ones you answer on every call. Things like what it costs, how long it takes, who you work with, what makes you different. Those should be doing their work before the call ever happens. Now, picture the whole journey for a second. A referral, here's your name. They pull out their phone. They Google you. The first thing they see is you on video. They click your homepage, and the first screen tells them that you're the real deal. They watch a 60-second video where you answer the exact question they were already going to ask. They book the call. And all of that happens without you being in the room, without you driving anywhere, without you skipping a single hour inside of your own business, or missing time with your family. That's visibility doing its job. That's the system carrying the weight inside of you. So sit with this for a second. If nothing changes, picture where you are 5 years from now. Same business, same reputation, still good at what you do, and still driving home at 9 p.m. from a room full of people who already know your name. The people who don't know you yet, the ones who heard about you from a friend and Googled you on a Tuesday night, never even call. That's the actual cost here. Not lost revenue that you can calculate. Years of being the engine for something that should have been running without you. So with the right videos, doing this work in the background, you won't have to. Now, before you click away, do one thing for me. Open a new tab. Type your business name and your city. Look at the first page the way a stranger would. Just the first screen, the homepage, the Google profile, and the first thing a referral would actually see. And then I want you to ask yourself one question. Is this carrying my visibility, or am I still the engine? Now, if that question stings a little, that's your next move. I'll see you in the next one.